Hi, the SI meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Monday, February 27th. A very frosty start here in the Mid-Atlantic region this morning, but plenty of sunshine today, and southwest winds will boost temperatures way up in the 50s, will be well above normal throughout the Mid-Atlantic region today. However, big changes are coming over the next 48 hours or so, and there's a good chance of a wintry mix of snow and ice and perhaps freezing rain in the Mid-Atlantic region come Wednesday morning, especially from the Pennsylvania-Maryland border points north and east, as cold high pressure will set up shop in eastern Canada, and it'll develop a classic cold air damming situation that sends cold air down to the lower levels of the atmosphere come late Tuesday night and Wednesday morning. At the same time, a lot of moisture rides up to the north and east from a low pressure area that'll head towards the Great Lake initially and then weaken there as secondary develops off the mid-Atlantic coast come Wednesday night. Well, let's take a look at the latest surface map. First of all, we do have this southwesterly flow of air developing on the backside of a high pressure that's moving off the east coast right now. Another very mild day with plenty of sunshine, lots of clear skies around this morning. But notice here a weak cold frontal system over the middle part of the country, or the Midwest. This will come through tonight on the dry side, but it'll usher in colder air. Tomorrow should be 5 or 10 degrees colder than today. And notice this large high pressure area right now over the northern plains. This will play the pivotal role, actually, in the next 48 hours or 72 hours or so here in our midweek event as it heads towards the southeastern part of Canada, and it really will set up shop there and anchor itself here come Wednesday morning as a strong southeastern Canadian high pressure area, and it'll send some colder air down in the lower levels of the atmosphere come Wednesday morning. Meanwhile, far out west, here's the beginnings of the low pressure area that'll head into the northeastern quadrant as kind of a double barrel low pressure area. The upper level feature associated with is just now off the southwest coast of California, headed towards Southern California or Baja California over the next 12 hours or so. It'll head across the country, produce quite a massive snowstorm tomorrow in the northern plains and places like Minnesota and parts of the Dakotas. And then we'll head toward the Great Lakes, kind of grind to a halt and weaken there as a secondary develops come Wednesday night. Here's the latest IR composite satellite loop from the SSEC Wisconsin website. First of all, a few things to note. Lots of clear skies here along the I-95 corridor, and again, plenty of sunshine for the next several hours will help to boost temperatures way up there in the 50s, well above normal. Some clouds associated with that weak cold frontal system, but for the most part, it's limited in moisture. Probably comes through dry, but there will be some patchy clouds. Lots of clouds down here in northern Florida. Again, several hours of rain expected. In Daytona, probably cancel the Daytona 500 for another day. Lots of clear skies out here in the northern plains associated with that strong high pressure system that really plays a key role over the next 48 hours in our midweek event as it heads into southeastern Canada. Meanwhile, off the Southern California coast, here's a little spin in the atmosphere associated with that upper level feature that will set off the double barrel system that will affect us during the midweek time frame here in the northeastern part of the country. Well, let's focus in on the North American mesoscale model, the NAM model for this midweek event. I think this has a little better handle on things compared to the GFS. It tends to have a slightly colder solution come Wednesday, similar to the European model, and I believe that is the way to go here. A couple things I want to point out here. There's several features. This is the 500 millibar, or the middle part of the upper atmosphere. First of all, right now, this is the weak low shortwave that will pass on through and pave the way for somewhat colder air. That's associated with that cold frontal system that'll swing on through tonight. Meanwhile, off the California coast right here comes the main upper level feature that will spawn a major snowstorm for tomorrow in the northern plains, and this will develop into our double barrel low pressure area. One wave moves up towards the Great Lakes, and that initial surface wave will tend to grind to a halt and then weaken come Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. Meanwhile, a secondary low pressure area should form off the mid-Atlantic coast come Wednesday night and Thursday morning. So here are the players. First of all, here's the main upper level feature that'll set off the low pressure development, and notice behind it there's another feature right here, and that'll move across the country for the weekend, and so we have a second storm to deal with over the upcoming weekend as well. Well, let's walk through the surface maps for the NAM model for tonight, tomorrow night, and then Wednesday night. First of all, by tonight, that cold front is moving on through mostly on the dry side. There may be some patchy clouds. Down to the south, here's all that precipitation associated with that storm system over the northern part of Florida. Finally starts to pull out later on today and tonight. Meanwhile, high pressure now is starting to head into the southeastern part of Canada. Again, this is a key player over the next 48 hours or so. And the storm that is just now moving ashore over southern California has moved inland a little bit by tonight, headed towards the northern plains. And again, by tomorrow, it'll have a major ramifications here in the northern plains with a major snowstorm across Minnesota and parts of the Dakotas. By tomorrow night, a couple things to point out. First of all, high pressure is building here in southeastern Canada. It's got an extension down the east coast, and again, it's starting to send some colder air. Tomorrow will be some 5 to 10 degrees colder than it will be today, and by tomorrow night, the cold air damming situation will start to set up with cold air coming down the east coast, east of the Appalachians, all the way down I-95 corridor. Meanwhile, a major snowstorm developing for tomorrow out in the northern plains. Here's that initial wave that'll again grind to a halt as it approaches that tremendously strong high pressure area here in southeastern Canada. This initial wave will kind of grind to a halt right around the Great Lakes as a secondary develops late Wednesday off the Delmarva Peninsula. And here's the NAM forecast map for Wednesday evening. Here's that initial wave. Again, kind of grinds to a halt here and starts to occlude a very strong warm frontal system. Will kind of be stuck to our south here in much of the Mid-Atlantic region thanks to this large high pressure area here in the southeastern part of Canada, and ultimately a second wave of low pressure will develop off the Delmarva Peninsula. So again, lots of precipitation moves in Wednesday morning. It looks like snow and ice is a definite threat from the Pennsylvania-Maryland border, points north and east. Around the New York City region, there can even be some small snow and ice accumulations come Wednesday morning. And just north and west of there, significant snow and ice accumulations in places like the lower Hudson Valley, southern part of New England, and interior upstate New York, and northeastern part of Pennsylvania all could get some significant snow and ice accumulation come Wednesday morning. So we have a very mild day here in the Mid-Atlantic region, but a wintry mix for a good part of the Mid-Atlantic region is likely come Wednesday morning. So stay tuned to the SIweather.com for updates. That's it for now. I'm the SI meteorologist, Paul Dorian.